Why? What's the Monster Hunter World demo you're talking
Well,
about?
don't look at me now. I'm all nervous.
So you know how the 3DS is like, I don't know if it's like on the XL version as well,
Yeah.
but the one that I downloaded, you run for 10 meters and then it goes blank and loads a new box cube area, and then you run another 10 meters and it goes blank again. What's up with that?
What area were you in?
Just in the demo. I don't know what's in the demo.
Yeah,
Is
well,
that what
it
happens?
loads the whole map, and then when you run around from area to area within the map, yeah, it does go black.
Yeah, that's like it
So it
just
doesn't bother you?
It's so it's so like it feels amateurish. It doesn't even say like loading; it just goes blank.
I've never-
I thought it was fucking up the first
I've
time I
never
played
been
it.
bothered by it. I've never even realised.
What do you don't realize like
that's because all of Michael's other games load with black screens too.
how could you not realize that the whole screen's gone blank and there's no sound or anything? It's just really jarring.
It doesn't bother me. I love that game. It's so good. Because I'm having so much fun. Because I'm like,
Imagine how-
it's a good like breather because it's so tense. It's such an exciting game.
But imagine how good.
That
I just found like all I did was I followed a monster around and kept hitting it with a hammer until it died, and that was the whole game.
Yeah, that's good. Because then
That's
it gets
not fun.
It gets
That's
harder over
repetitive.
time because you need
What?
to
So you got to hit it more times with the hammer.
Oh, you get different weapons. Every
does it-
weapon has a different play style.
Does it
I'll
all
show you.
involve just
I'll
hitting
sh- I'll
stuff
show-
with a
I'll-
hammer?
No, because there's
Or hitting it with a sword or whatever.
every
weapon you have.
yeah, but like with other people. So that's when it's good.
So there's multiple of you hitting something.
Yeah.
I don't.
But there's
get it.
all different like weapons because there's like the most interesting ones like the hunting horn, which
Okay.
like different attacks do produce different notes, and then you do different combos to get like one will heal people, one will like speed everyone up, one will like give you defense against certain things. That's one style.
Yeah.
Like all the weapons have like cool different combos and stuff
In
like
Monster
that. I
Hunter
don't really love it.
World, is it the same as that? Is it still
I
running
haven't
around
played it
hitting
because
stuff?
I don't have anything that's of the
Capable.
hardware capabilities
Yeah.
to
You mean a
do-
computer?
Yeah, I don't have
A computer, a PS4 or an
yeah, I
Xbox
don't
One.
have anything.
Any-
I have,
anything current.
The only gaming system I have is the new
New
game,
XL.
Yeah, the new Game
new
Boy
new.
3DS XL.
How many versions of those have there been? That's like version 6 or 7, I swear.
Yeah, there's quite a few, and there's
Yeah.
maybe
What,
even more
the
because they've got two.
Game
They've
Boy?
got the
3DS.
two. They've got the 2D XLs now too.
2DS, that's called.
So they don't have the 3D capability, which I actually really like. It looks wicked. Like some people don't like it because it doesn't work for them and it just makes them feel sick. But it works
Yeah.
for me.
It is
And-
cool and you don't need like glasses or anything.
Yeah, and when I'm playing, because it's got really good reboots or not reboots, editions of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and they look so good on 3D. Like, and it makes the screen bigger because you saw that I've got the XL. It's like
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
It makes the screen bigger, and then 3D like sucks you in. Like, it's pretty good.
It is good. It's good on the Mario games. Like I do have Mario 3D World.
Yeah, I've actually.
That's really good.
I've borrowed that off you.
Yeah. And New Super Mario Brothers too.
Yeah.
And New Super Mario. They're wicked games. Like they're
It's a good system. I like it.
Yeah, it is good.
It's the only way I'm playing games at the
I
moment.
wasn't slagging off the system when I talk about Monster Hunter World. I was just slagging off
I'll show you
World
Monster
for-
Hunter. You see me playing. Go, this looks like fun. I want to get involved. I want to get good.
I'll be like, I can't even see what's happening because there's like 4 pixels on the screen.
I fucking love it. I don't
And
know
it keeps
why.
going
I just-
black every 5
I
seconds.
love the loop because it's like it's a bit like Dark Souls where it's fucking hard, but then it's also a bit like it's not like Diablo because you actually plan your loot out. It's not like random. It's not random what loot you get apart from one piece of the loot, which is a piece of jewelry. The rest you actually make, so you plan out your progression. So I actually like that.
All right. So before you guys keep going with Monster Hunter,
We're gonna start.
so should we maybe start the episode?
Yeah.
Probably should do that.
Let's do
we,
that.
We'll come back to it after the intro. I think,
Was that-
because you two sounded so invested in that conversation.
Are we going to keep that in the show?
Yeah.
Listen to this back, and if it's in, it's in.
Well, now it's just going to sound stupid because you just
I shouldn't have
made
said
those
that.
comments. So
You looked at me. Now I'm under pressure.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll get into the show. So hello and welcome to Control Alt Record. My name is Chris, and with you for this episode is actually a bit of a full house. All of us are here. Brett's here, Grax here, and Michael is here. After
Sweet
yay,
Jesus.
after sort of a MIA
yeah.
sort of 2 months.
It's been a while. Yeah,
It's been a
while.
little while.
Same reboot.
Well, welcome back. So in tonight's episode, we're going to start off with news. We're going to talk a little bit on the new WoW expansion, Battle for Azeroth, that launched a couple of days ago. We're going to come back to this thing that just happened with Monster Hunter World, because that felt like it was
It's not
unfinished.
I think I'm done
It's
with
not Monster Hunter World.
What is
I'm talking about Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which is the second oldest game
right
in the Monster
okay.
Hunter series.
Well, we'll come back around to that.
Should have talked about that last episode in the retro games.
Oh, well.
It's almost retro.
It's almost retro. Well, that was more 80s. Anyway. So if you like
Yeah,
tonight's
yeah.
episode, jump onto iTunes, give us a rating, give us a review, and also do it with your respective podcast apps that you use if you're on the Google Play Store. You can find us on Facebook and all the social media channels. Facebook, just search for Control Alt Record. And Twitter, our handle is at CTRLALT Record. Gmail is CTRLALTRecord@gmail.com. Feel free to send us anything you like. And of course, all the links to those social media platforms will be in the description of this episode. But let's get into the show.
You're listening to Control Alt Record.
So bringing it back, Monster Hunter. You guys were pretty getting into it there. Like you got one side here, Michael, avid Monster Hunter fan.
yes.
Brett thinks
No,
it's a piece of shit.
Brett's played the demo.
I played the demo
I
was a
don't
piece
know-
of shit.
Which demo did you play?
It's the Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate Platinum Mega Super.
It's just got
Japanese edition.
Monster Hunter Ultimate.
I swear I had an extra bit on there. I swear it was Platinum or something.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
No, it wouldn't. It's
I
Monster
was
Hunter.
just- it's
Monster
really
Hunter
hard
4
because you're going to like the 3DS, which is a pretty old
Mm.
system now, even though it's been reinvented like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And it's just the graphics are so horrible, and it keeps like.
I think the graphics
Like,
are good.
I mean, I've
for
already
a
said it
3DS.
just keeps pausing all the time and stuff. Or
Yeah,
going black.
that's never bothered me.
But how old is that one?
It's pretty old.
Well, because
What,
obviously
the
the
game.
2008, maybe.
I thought it was 2013.
Oh, yeah, we could be wrong.
because Monster Hunter World just came out on
Just came out,
PC.
yeah.
recently.
Most came out.
Which on Steam is actually getting a bit of sort of flack because it's just been sort of touted as a pretty poor rip-off.
It's the
or
port. That's the problem. They're
of-
not saying the game is
Poor
bad.
port, yeah, it's a poor port.
People like the game, but they're saying that the mouse controls, they're basically just emulating a joystick,
Yeah.
and it's really just horrible to play with. So,
It came out. The one I'm playing came out in 2013.
which is quite new for you.
Yeah, relatively. It has like animations, which is different.
It has 3D graphics.
It has literal 3D. Yeah, but I imagine people are. It's probably got shit keyboard and mouse controls because it's like meant to be played with a controller.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's got bad. What I've heard
So-
things about the frames, as maybe the listeners don't know. I don't have a computer anymore because mine just stopped working. So that's probably why I've not been involved in the podcast.
I mean, a computer helps if you want to.
Yeah, so I know neither do I. I
PC
don't have
gaming.
any equipment to
we
communicate.
talk about console games. We do sometimes. So
I don't
you could get
have a console.
Aren't you going to get a PlayStation 4?
Yeah, eventually. I've been putting it off for about a couple of years, but I will.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, I don't get Monster. I've never played any of the Monster Hunter games,
yeah.
and I've been watching a bit of it on YouTube at the moment.
Yeah, I play it
And-
right now. I've got my Game Boy here.
Maybe
That's
after.
maybe
That's
after.
inappropriate.
Maybe
Not
after
really
the show.
interesting to anyone.
But what is it that attracts? What do you think is it that attracts a lot of people to the Monster Hunter world?
I don't know about
What
Monster
attracts
Hunter
you to
World
it?
because I haven't played Monster Hunter World, but Monster
it's not
Hunter
the same,
itself,
isn't it?
it's good because it's just a boss fight all the time, and it's hard, and like you get better in playing. So like you get better in terms of your gear gets better. But the main way in which you get better is actually like learning your weapons that you use because each weapon is kind of like a different class. Like it's completely different, especially like Generations. It has like different ways of fighting with each weapon. So yeah, it's a lot of fun and it's like multiplayer. So it's kind of like playing. It's like Diablo meets Dark Souls, sort of.
It's like tune into Control Alt Record where we talk about games that came out 5 years ago.
And make sort of comments about a game that just came out but no one actually owns. But I have the old one.
I don't think we should even talk about Monster Hunter World because none of us have played it.
Well, not
Let's
the, I guess not the
let's
newest
have a
one.
look. What's people's concern with it on
So
Steam?
it is getting a lot of mixed reviews
Not
right
recommended.
now.
Yeah.
There are a lot of comments.
See, look at this guy. I have several hundred hours on the PS4 version as well as prior Monster Hunter version. See, this guy likes it on Monster Hunter. On DS, rather.
So he's saying the current state of the game feels like a poor PC port, only made worse by the expectation that after waiting 6 months for the PC release, so they could get it right. And he says that get it right in quotations. They ported it poorly. So there seems to be a lot of comments on Steam from people saying
that's the user reviews, but look at the IGN review. This beautifully implemented port is a perfect
who do they
PC
plagiarize
introduction
this
to
time?
the joys of Monster Hunter. 95 out of 100.
Go up a little bit, Chris.
Is that really?
I like this review. You can hunt monsters in a world, so I guess the game is delivering everything.
It's not false advertising. That's
Okay, it's
awesome.
called Kaput.
Well, this is, I mean, this particular review here, who the guy is sort of saying he's got hundreds of hours on PS4 and, at least in his Steam play, he's only got 34.7 hours, which actually isn't a lot. It's when you get the ones going, this is terrible, and it's like 1,000 hours played time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well,
This is a waste of money.
this is a waste of time and money, but I still got 1,000 hours out of it. So,
I don't know if everyone would like Monster Hunter. Like, it's pretty tough and pretty, like... It's a bit like it's not exactly like a fighting game, but you kind of need to learn, like, combos and how the weapons work. I fucking love it, man.
Those clicks coming through.
It's loud.
I need to get a
Look at
a
that
better
fucking
keyboard.
monster. Like, listener at home, this is the first time we've all been in the room together, and Chris's keyboard is...
It's amazing.
It's made of metal.
It's mental.
It's
It's
not.
so
it's
loud.
exactly the same as what you've got.
It's glowing green.
Yeah, but
it's
I'm
green.
not a podcast host.
It's huge.
No, I know, but we've got the same
I
one.
can
But
hear
it's
it
not.
clicking.
It's not ideal.
It's a good gaming
My ears
keyboard,
I have...
but it irritates everyone else in the room. But it's good for the person using
Brett
it.
and I have earplugs in, so it's deafening. You can only just hear it over the recording, but it's deafening for us in the room.
Yeah,
That's actually a
my
point.
ears are ringing from
It's actually a point that you made about being in the same room. This is actually since our original podcast that the three of us have now been in the same
Yeah.
room to record an episode.
Yeah.
So every other time for the last 2+ years, 2.5, nearly 3 years, I think, actually, since we've been podcasting, this is the first time we've all been in the room. Which could be, it's exciting and a little scary at the same time with the amount of times
move on to the next
we all
topic.
sort of disagree with each other. So
You'll hear physical violence in this episode.
I swear, if you get the punch on, I need a webcam view of that.
I do have a webcam, but it's not currently set up.
If I didn't work for a spy agency, we could have a webcam set up, but unfortunately I do, so...
Okay. One of them.
What a shame.
So last week in the episode, we did touch on the IGN review of Dead Cells, where one of the reviewers was sort of criticized or accused of plagiarizing someone else's copy on or their review on YouTube. And since then, we played a bit of that recording for you, or that bit of that video on the episode. So if you haven't actually listened to it, go download the episode and listen to it. But since then, IGN have actually fired the person for the reviewer.
The
at
reviewer,
IGN.
yeah.
Because of it. They investigated it and found that it was clearly plagiarized, and now he's gone.
Wasn't he an editor as well? Like he was
No, I think he was just a reviewer. But so that's the thing. I think he's still someone who in IGN.
former IGN editor, it says there on Kotaku. If we're taking their word for
All
it.
right. Well,
They could be having a go.
So this is the Muppet here. And
Philip Munich.
Munich.
Philip
is that how you
Munich.
pronounce it? So I would have
Bierhoff.
imagined he would have been someone that would still have to send his review copy, because at the end of the day, he would have sent his review to his editor to get approval. But
You would think so,
the editor
yeah.
would still have to put a lot of faith.
You're saying the
and
editor's
trust. No, I'm not saying it's the editors. Because the editor's probably got many reviewers giving him a bunch of stuff, and it's like, yeah, okay, that sounds good, cool, go on.
Well, it's
run it.
not really his job to go and
Well, yeah,
watch
but if you
all
listen
the
to it in
reviews on
isolation,
YouTube.
No,
not
exactly.
knowing about the other guy's review,
Well, exactly.
it seems like a legit thing. So how would the editor know? You
No,
know
that's
what I mean?
right.
Like,
Exactly.
It's not his job to go and source where the guy got the info from. So, yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, so I don't think it's got anything to do with. But I mean, Kotaku are saying here, former IGN editor Philip Munich.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just go with that. That's probably not how you pronounce his name.
Musin.
Musin.
Names have changed to protect the innocent.
So
Or guilty.
Philip Criminal.
anyway, so that was really it. It
Were
was
you
just
suggesting last week that we kill him?
Oh,
That
mate.
he'd be publicly...
I don't know. I want to
He should
retract
be
that
publicly
statement.
flogged.
Just publicly flogged. Yeah, that'd be fine. Actually, murdering it might be a little bit too far.
I mean, it's a little extreme. I mean, it's not
Tiny
exactly a
extreme.
capital punishment.
Like,
Well, he's probably,
not like he,
to be honest, he's
pirated
never.
the game or
he's
something.
got like a job that, to be honest, a lot of people envy, and he's just fucked up his career, and he'll probably never work in it again in this industry.
Well,
so
There was
That's
actually
pretty
Tough,
harsh
though.
punishment.
I mean, it is like you guys were saying last week. Oh, yeah, but he's probably looking at the plot points from the Wikipedia page or whatever. And yeah,
I wasn't
know.
saying that.
Okay, it was sort of said. And yeah, I know.
No, that's what I said. I mean, I had the Wikipedia page up in front of us, and
Yeah, it is tough to like. I've written reviews in the past, and it is tough to like sometimes just
To
say
change them
shit,
enough
and you're
so it's not-
fucking,
so it
I
doesn't
don't
seem
know.
like you're
It's-
copying.
Yeah, it's like it's a fucking video game. Like there's some
No,
fucking
but it
features
wasn't
in it. And
in the video. So we only played the first.
it was
half,
too egregious. Yeah,
and it didn't seem too bad. But then we actually bothered to watch the rest later, and we're like, oh yeah, actually, it's
It gets
pretty
way
much like
worse.
it's like one of the paragraphs or whatever is like word for word.
Yeah,
So it really was
it's
a blatant.
complete
rip-off.
but writing is hard, I guess, is what I'm saying. So every now and again,
Yeah.
people should
When
be
you're tr-
allowed to
It's like
play.
when you're trying to rip off someone else, you really need to really make sure that you change everything because people will cotton on to
And
it.
he's probably like, oh, "Fuck, I'd like this
It's-
game, but I've played it so much, and I've got a million other reviews to do this week." And
Maybe he was
whatever.
so addicted to it, he wanted to just keep playing.
He started off his review similar to the other guy, changing words and key phrases and stuff. And by the end of it, he's like, "Oh fuck, I've got other shit to do. I'm just going to word for word it." Straight out
could have
plagiarise.
just like positioned the paragraphs in different slots,
Yeah.
and he probably would have got away with it.
Yeah, he might have. Yeah.
You'd have to, obviously,
the
as a
structure
writer, you would
slightly.
have to tie in paragraphs to make it sound right. You wouldn't just chop and change it like that. But so anyway, that was something that happened over ever since. I think it was like the next day we released our episode, and the next day it was
Yeah.
like fired. I was like,
Yeah.
They sacked him based on the weight of our criticism from the podcast.
yeah, I know.
they were
It was,
listening.
yeah, whoops.
Is there too many game
They're
reviewers?
waiting for control that
Sorry?
record.
Is this the problem? Is there too many game reviewers?
YouTube.
I don't know. How is that? Why
So-
is that related to this?
Well, because it's like, well, like there's probably literally every single word that could be said about that game probably has been said.
Is this
and-
like the Infinite Monkeys?
Yeah, it probably is that point that it's like there's so many game reviewers that at some point one of them's going to plagiarize
I don't
another
think so, man.
without even trying to, because there's that many game reviewers. Literally, it is like the
So
Infinite
eventually
Monkey
it's going to happen. It just
game.
happens
it
out
has
of
to happen.
chance.
It
has
could have
to.
been chaos.
But there's
like,
not infinite. There's not infinite game reviewers.
It feels like it. Have you put in
It'll
Google like
happen-
Jensel's review
There's
and
not
you will
that
get
many.
thousands.
It'll happen generically by chance,
not even-
but it won't copy word for word, structure for
The
structure.
chance of like word for word coming up, like just by
Yeah.
coincidence, would be
I
like
don't
a
think so.
10 trillion to 1 or something. Like
There's probably 10 trillion games.
maybe there
reviewers.
is. Maybe
You go on to YouTube's flooded with it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
exactly.
There's- How many podcasts, sort of gamers are out there creating content? Just the
Yeah, how
same
many
way we are.
losers are hanging out at one of the losers' house
Exactly.
in Perth in the middle
Imagine if
of
someone
nowhere?
copied us, though. I'd be
talking about-
devastated.
What would they say?
I don't know, just talk shit for
Yeah.
an hour. I'd be like, you bastards, you stole our idea.
It's like just
our content.
say just mention headlines with actually no research
Coming out
or
with
content.
coming out with really uninformed opinions and being really like, having
Talking
strong
about old
feelings.
games.
But it's our uninformed opinions.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it
Casting judgment
special.
based on no fact. Just a headline.
Yeah, no one ever
Fake
copied
news.
our idea of just talking shit. So, 'cause that's
Oh,
our-
there's
that's our
my
idea.
alarm. Speaking of professionality,
Well,
That's right. We'll just wait.
off.
We'll just
I gotta go to bed.
Is it
Okay,
bedtime?
My
for you?
bedtime alarm.
Anyway.
Okay.
Or at least think about bed.
So there you go. So that Philip Insulin guy has.
Insulin.
Excellent.
really made me spit beer on my fucking thing.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Philip diabetic.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
He's got diabetes
Well, no.
now from what he did. It's God's punishment.
Incoming lawsuit.
So, well, I got nothing to offer him. So I got this fake wooden table that we're using at the moment. He can have that
Is,
if he wants.
is this the child's table one?
The what?
I thought you were going.
No,
by-
no, that was. I nearly did buy the wrong table. That was a
Ah.
different one until I read the height was 45.
Guys, no one knows what you're talking about.
Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right. You're right.
Moving on
This
now.
is probably like the
Next
inside
news.
story.
So,
Chris bought a table and then
For the
it was like,
podcast.
and end up for the
It was for the
podcast.
podcast.
End
It's a
up
good
being a
table.
child's table, and he's like,
He
"It's
didn't
a
buy it.
child's
He was
table."
going to.
I was about
buy
to buy
He
it.
nearly bought one,
Get
and
your
then,
face back.
and then he bought a different one.
Yes.
So it's very
It's pretty
exciting.
good.
Now, that would have actually been funny. Would have been funny if he actually did buy it and then set up the rig
The
and the
child's
mic and
table.
everything on
We
it.
have to sit around it.
Have to
Be
lay
like
on the
kindergarten.
ground.
Yeah.
I'm going
Where's your
Japanese.
daddy and
guys.
what do
I'm
you
going-
do?
You have to kneel under the table. Anyway, so coming up, a week ago, Blizzard had released sort of a announcement on their launcher for Diablo and where the future is going. So there's a bit of speculation on what could be coming up from really the community, but Blizzard are sort of very good at being tight-lipped with their announcements and leak things where they want and generally at certain successions. So we'll see things coming up. But what we're going to do is play a quick snippet from the actual the video that they created from their community manager. So I'm just going to quickly play that now.
One sec. I'm going to call it now. Diablo Battle Royale. You heard it here first.
Well, I mean, to be
the
fair,
opinions of Grax do not represent the opinions of Control It Records.
so
Go ahead,
the video itself only goes for about just over a minute long, but we're only going to play like 10.
This is not them telling us what the future is. This is them dancing around the issue, correct?
Basically.
It's like a teaser.
Basically, it's a teaser.
Am I ruining your punchline?
Not really. There's no punchline.
Okay, good.
It's not really a punchline. So we're going to quickly play this.
Because I've been looking at that, seeing the future of Diablo. I thought like, oh sweet,
Yeah,
I'm gonna know
marketing.
what the next game
No,
is.
their marketing team does really well. They sucker you in and say, "Oh, they didn't tell me anything." Anyway,
All right, great.
So let's just play this quickly.
We'd also like to let you know
Weed?
that the forges here at Blizzard are burning hot, and we have multiple Diablo projects in the works. Some of them are going to take longer than others, but we may have some things to show you later this year.
So that's pretty much it. The video goes for a lot longer, but that's it. So,
What?
but it is that
How good
little.
was the music behind it, though?
Yeah, I know.
It was epic. I love the music. It's
I want to
good.
know what they're burning in those forges. Are
Yeah,
they burning
yeah.
like dwarves or gnomes? Or
So it
something
is.
from
It is a
World of
10-second little snippet, but you'll find that online the Diablo community of like minds have been blown because now they've finally been given a little bit of information to say yes.
This is like gold to
Diablo
fanboys, isn't it?
is continuing because Diablo 3 right now has actually been internally handed over to what Blizzard calls the Classics team. And so they just hold on to classic
IPs,
games
yeah.
and they just maintain it. So your profile in Diablo 3, I'd imagine, will continue to run out with their seasons that they do a couple every year. They'll continue to do that, but nothing in terms of, last year when the Necromancer pack came out. We're probably not going to see anything like that in terms of new additions to the game. So that's moved into basically maintenance mode moving forward. So with this coming out like a week ago to sort of say there are multiple projects in the works, we're going to tell you more later this year. BlizzCon, of course, will be in November. And
Yeah, so you know what they're doing there. They've got absolutely fucking nothing going on for Diablo. They've just done that announcement. The Diablo community's gone nuts, and they're throwing up all these conspiracy theories about what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And all the Blizzard people are sitting around a desk going, "Oh, that one looks good. That one looks good. Let's make it about that." And then boom, there's your game.
That sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory. Did you, Chris, when you, I always expect Michael to come out with something like that. Michael's like, how did you know?
I was channeling my inner Michael.
When you saw that video, Chris, did you fall off your chair?
Well, to be honest, I've got carpet now, so it's really hard to.
Oh,
Like-
you would have.
You just
Cool,
saw
that-
the title of the video
Oh my
and
God.
exploded.
I just imagine
The
you. It's
future of
sweet
Diablo.
Jesus.
Oh
They
my
haven't told us
fucking
anything.
God.
No, they haven't. No, they don't say anything.
Doesn't Chris get like a text or an email anytime Blizzard farts? Like,
Hang on, let me check my phone.
and that's,
Chris, but surely, no one says nothing better than Blizzard. I mean,
Oh yeah, of course.
I've never heard someone say nothing that well before.
Yeah, they
No, there's something coming. Something.
something's on its way.
so,
So
something.
now the
You tell us what
speculation.
it'll be, and
that
we'll
is-
probably
That
make
is
it.
better than nothing, to be fair. Because like,
Multiple
just said
somethings,
that.
actually. Multiple
Multiple
somethings.
somethings.
Yeah. So
But that could mean a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah. Imagine that in a
Mobile,
teaser. it's like
mobile
a
app,
t-shirt.
3DS game.
We are bringing out a Diablo t-shirt.
As long as they don't do something
No,
like
we have
novel.
they've already got that. So.
As long as they're not like it's a new
I
card
went into
game
the
or something
fires
like
of
that.
Yeah.
You know, like
Card game,
that kind
imagine
of
that.
shit where it's like,
Or a Dota or something.
So, Grax, what were you saying there? What were you?
I went into the fires of hell, and all I got was this Diablo T-shirt.
Oh,
That's
look at
annoying.
you! You're actually thinking about creating
hate it when
merchandise
that
for them.
happens.
yeah.
So
I
you'll
wouldn't-
probably find, I reckon, Diablo's coming to the Switch.
Really?
I reckon.
Oh,
I reckon.
Big call.
Yeah, you reckon? That's
I
a big call.
So then the Switch
Yeah.
will have 5 games.
Yep. Outside of.
Could I get a
I'm
high
going to be
five?
so disappointed.
So, 'cause
So
that's the thing-
disappointed.
Where,
if
well,
that's the case.
think about it logically though. Where else could Diablo go from here?
Diablo 4?
Like with the,
Diablo 4.
yeah. But
Yeah,
what?
so a
what
new game
story
might
are
be
they going to
nice.
tell this time? What sort of engine are they?
So
gonna use?
I guess that's where they're sort of saying some projects will take longer than others. Now, Diablo 3 released in 2012, 2013, something like that. So it's been going on a long time. And one of the big
Blizzard
things
are
is
due for a new game, aren't they? Like, they haven't brought out anything for like Overwatch.
Overwatch was the last one.
That feels like years ago.
I probably was by now.
Yeah.
It would have been. It's probably that was about 2-3 years. No, it would be 2 years ago because they had their first anniversary last year, so they should be coming up to their second.
I think they need something new.
So, well, to be fair, they relied on Diablo, the Warcraft of the RTS series, and StarCraft for well over a decade before they eventually brought in Hearthstone.
Don't forget,
and
they also
Overwatch.
put a whole heap of resources into that Project Titan that never came
Yeah,
about either.
there was a Project Titan
That
never came to
went
fruition.
on for what? I think it was in development for 5 years at least, and they canned it.
And then that eventually turned into Overwatch. So I actually reckon over the last 5 years.
So did they can it then, if it turned into Overwatch?
They just
Well,
renamed
no,
it.
the original.
No, I thought
think
it was. I thought they took elements of it for Overwatch. but
That's
it was
right,
a
because
completely
Project
different
Titan was
style
always,
of game.
it was rumored to be the next MMO to take over, WoW. That never happened. And I think that was because they just couldn't create what WoW originally was. And so they took sort of elements, as Grax just said there, elements from it and put it into Overwatch to get into the FPS genre. So that's the thing. And I think, Grax, you did sort of say, Blizzard, I think, are really good at reimagining
Everything.
genres. So, they conquered the RTS.
They do well, and
they
their
conquered the
cinematics
MMO.
in all their games are always fucking amazing. Like they do really well with their storytelling through.
Am I the only one who
cinematics.
doesn't really care about the cinematics? It's like
Yeah, I don't disagree with Grax that they're good, but I'm like,
It doesn't
so
add,
what? I don't
doesn't
care.
add to the game
Yeah.
in any way. It's like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, it doesn't add to the
Something
game,
funny.
but for the purposes of teasers and all that kind of stuff, and
What if
It's good to
hype
sell
and
more
build up,
products.
they do well.
Definitely.
What if it's a Diablo movie?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I'll be
I know,
pretty
that'd be
good.
awful.
I hated
could
that
happen.
Warcraft
God.
movie. so
I never
much.
even saw it. I forgot it
They
existed.
release
to
it
be honest.
alongside the Warcraft
Don't.
movie Part 2.
Just don't watch it.
Warcraft 2, the movie.
But otherwise, okay, so as I was just saying there, they're really good at reimagining obviously genres with StarCraft and Warcraft in the RTS series. You got Diablo and that sort of dungeon crawling, grinding,
Roguelike.
WoW with the MMOs. Battle Royale, as you said, Grax, is the hot ticket right now. I really hope
I feel like
Blizzard
that's a
don't do
little
that.
bit beneath.
Nah,
Blizzard.
they
Oh,
would
sorry,
do
and then Overwatch into the FPS.
I think they could do like a. They might put pedal.
Hearthstone into the trading. So that
They might do
trading
like
card
pedal
game
to the
genre.
metal with like a sort of survival game. Like they might make Diablo like really permadeath sort of focused, and it's like you have to like build a little hut or whatever and sort of survive. I don't know.
I could get into that. I think a
Maybe.
survival based
I see how
Diablo.
that would
yeah,
work.
and then it's like or maybe even like make it MMO, but like from that isometric view, like more of an Ultima Online.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
Could be.
Well,
anything.
that's the thing. They are saying multiple. Some will take longer. So I think when you look online and people are going, "Oh, it's going to take longer," some of them take longer. That they're sort of going, "It's a new game of
I
some
wonder if they'd
sort."
make it an RTS.
Diablo
Not
RTS.
RTS.
Turn-based. Sorry.
No, that's not RTS.
Some sort of top-down.
No,
yeah,
that's
no,
right.
I
That's why I changed
correct
it.
myself.
So there you go. So Diablo, I reckon hopefully we'll hear more at BlizzCon, but you'll probably find in the very near future with the projects that are taking less time, I reckon there'll be a port to Switch. They've already got the game.
Surely
And-
they'll put Diablo 3 on the Switch first.
Don't you guys find that those announcements where
Diablo
it's,
and
like,
a
it's coming
GTA
to a new
mashup.
platform
How
are the
would that
most
be?
boring fucking things? It's like,
Yeah.
no, who cares?
Yeah.
It's like you can already play the game.
Yeah, when it was like Skyrim. Is Skyrim on Switch yet?
Yeah.
Or is that-
Yeah.
yeah. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You can get Skyrim on
Yeah,
your
it's
fridge,
like
man.
everyone's played it. Everyone's
Yeah.
played Skyrim. Like if you're a gamer, you played Skyrim.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't, there's something up with you. And it's like, oh, cool, I can play it on the bus now. It's like, who gives a shit?
You could be playing
Yeah, play it
Monster Hunter
again.
4 Ultimate on the bus.
Yeah.
So moving
I
on.
go on the bus.
Moving on away from sort of games.
We'll talk about Blizzard.
We'll come back to that.
Diablo.
So, Brett, you found this one. NVIDIA.
He threw you right under the bus there, Brett.
Well, not really. It was your article that you brought to
okay,
the
so
table.
NVIDIA have just released a. Do we agree that it's NVIDIA?
So, okay, let's
That's
just
how
say,
you
I'm about to say
pronounce
quickly.
I reckon NVIDIA.
it? It's NVIDIA. That's everyone agrees.
NVIDIA.
No, see, I say NVIDIA, not NVIDIA.
I say NVIDIA.
It's
But
NVIDIA because it's
NVIDIA,
because it's a
maybe.
small N. It's a small N,
Small
capital
N,
V.
yeah. If it was
they're all in
NVIDIA,
capitals.
it'd be a capital N.
Oh, but
surely.
that's
That's
because
what website is.
Google's formatting it. But the correct way to do it is in small n, capital V.
Small N.
I think
Yeah.
NVIDIA
Oh.
sounds better.
Small. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, NVIDIA then.
I think everyone's.
Thank you.
So Chris is
We know.
I reckon it's NVIDIA.
okay.
I think it's
that's
just-
fine. You can.
I think it
NVIDIA
rolls better.
Visage.
You can,
NVIDIA.
you can have.
Why don't you send them an
can have your
email and
version,
say,
Chris,
"Look,
and
you,
we'll have the truth,
fucked
man.
up
It's
your
all right.
branding. You should change it."
Just as long as if you're going to change it, don't hire that Deacon guy from Bethesda trying to go for BNet.
Peanut. What an idiot.
and don't hire the other guy from IGN to review it.
I wish you were here for that episode that last week because I felt we had fun with that BNet, just ripping that guy. that was
funny.
fun.
Oh no, he was the guy that deserved to die, not the other guy.
I think we went
No,
too
that's
far
not
with it. We ended up
Well,
wanting to
you
lynch
say
the
we,
guy.
but it was you.
Yeah.
I found it quite funny.
I wanted to
That
kill the
escalated
guy.
quickly.
Again. I got so
Why
angry.
would you want to kill him? That's insane.
I just get into stuff, you know.
Because he said B.
Okay, so there's been a
Yeah, that's why.
there's been a teaser video from Nvidia, which we just watched, and people reckon it's because the RTX 2080 is going to be announced and possibly even released very soon.
Look at
The
Brett's
R-
face.
Why?
Brett, you were glowing with joy.
Well, I get excited about hardware.
Are you going to get
So
one, bro?
people probably. I mean, people get excited, and it's like, why is it called R instead of G? Because obviously RTX. So that's because of the ray tracing, which is the actual architecture instead of Pascal is now called Turing. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yes.
So
sound like you know what
ray
you're talking
tracing is. I'm starting to struggle
yes.
here.
What is it?
Ray tracing is basically like they're able to render the reflections of light in real time. Whereas before they're always sort of done like pre-rendered. So there's quite a few. If you type in ray tracing and go to YouTube, you'll be able to see some pretty cool videos that we were watching before. And Michael reckoned they were like fake.
They were so good.
Oh, yeah,
they
the
looked
Star
fake.
Wars one.
The
Yeah.
Star Wars.
That wasn't real.
He's like,
That
it
was-
looks so
that was
good.
really- the
Looks-
lighting in that Star Wars one was amazing.
I don't think it's real.
Yeah.
Don't get too impressed.
But that's what that is. That's the whole thing. So yeah, so ray tracing TX.
What is the
there's
TX
not really
stand
much-
for?
Or ray tracing X.
Wouldn't
Ray
that be
tracing.
TTX? Ray tracing
I don't
TX.
know.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
thing is,
that's
it's
why I
all
said that.
speculation. So all this is like, yeah, it's all speculation anyway.
But one thing
So-
they're going with instead of because right now you got the 10 series. Instead, there was the 760s and the 800, the 9, the 10,
Yeah.
2080. Where's the 11s, 12s, 11 to 19s?
sounds
This
better.
is even better. It
sounds better.
So
20
that much better.
It's just like jumped a generation or something. And maybe they've just changed because they've changed the architecture.
Didn't Apple do that? And I was like,
new
what the fuck?
branding.
There was a whole discussion on Reddit about it, and some people came up with some good reasons, but I can't remember why. But apparently that makes
Good
sense for it to be 2080.
Did you get a good explanation of ray tracing too? Over there? 'Cause
It's just real time lighting being rendered
Oh, yeah.
instead of pre baked. Because like when you do an engine at the moment, the computer does all the work and works out all the light and all the reflections and everything in advance. So,
But what about
when you're playing the game now?
when you're
it'll be
playing
done in
Quake
real time.
2, right?
Quake 2,
Quake 2. You fire a rocket
yeah, and the lighting comes
and the
up.
light moves along the corridor. So
I
surely
think
that's
all
real
the
world.
possible things are done in like
Oh,
like done in
okay. So
advance.
there would be pre-rendered shadows, and now it's like
everything's
everything.
pre-rendered. Yeah, and now it'll be done on the
Why
on
do
the
they call
fly
it ray tracing though?
because it's
Should
like
they- they should
rays
call
of
it, like,
light tracing rays
okay.
of light.
Because they cast.
I'd
because
call it
it
real
ray
shadows.
casts
It's-
and
I'd call it
It's
real
not
light.
just-
I'd call it real shadows.
But it's not just shadows; it's like reflections of
I'd
light
call it real
as well.
light.
So
I'd
it's
call
like
it
if
real
you
light.
shine, if you shine a light like on a mirror, you can like the light will bounce off it. Whereas at the moment, I don't think you can really get that.
Oh yeah. I'd call it real light, not ray tracing.
Again, you could email Nvidia.
Okay. Well, we'd have
or
two concerns
Nvidia.
now.
You got a few
We have two concerns now.
few tips for them.
Yeah,
But I
just
think
bullet point it and sign
the
it.
1080 came out like a couple of years ago now, so they are really due for an upgrade. But yeah, if you're gonna buy a new video card, maybe hold off and see.
Because if they're just around the corner,
Yeah.
because you're looking to get something new. Yeah, the
Am I?
new. Well, you said you were looking
Yeah,
to.
and they were
No,
saying,
I don't know. I don't know.
They were saying something about it being announced or more details at Gamescom next week. So hold on to your hats.
If
and
games
Games
are
Day
gonna
next week, yeah.
if games are
Hold
gonna
on,
look
yeah.
like that Star Wars video we watched, then yeah, I'll get one. But I
It's
feel
not
like that's
going.
a while
It's
off.
not.
No.
It's not. It won't run. It'll be like, remember when didn't you have SLI and it just doesn't work? It'll be like
Yeah,
that.
but
You'll be
that's
like, oh
different,
yeah,
though.
ray tracing sick, and then like no games have it.
Yeah, it might be like a couple of years off before they sort of implement it properly.
But then
and
there'll
stuff.
be a better like RTX 3000, and you'll be like, oh fuck, now I need to get that.
and
because it's got
it'll
double-
be cheaper than the RTX 2080 currently is.
And then it's got double ray tracing, but then no games. have
I
that.
generally get suckered into the
Yeah.
marketing hype of these sort of things.
And then no games use it.
Yeah, true.
Just do what I do and play ancient games.
No. I want to play new games. I'm pretty happy with my 1080's performance, but it'd be interesting to see, ray tracing aside, the actual performance of the 2080, because a couple of years is a long time in hardware.
It's just like it's a lifetime.
Absolutely.
I'm getting so distracted by the screen.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah, you shouldn't
it's like
have that on.
high def, and
Chris
it's
is like just playing videos in front of us while we're trying
and
to
it's
talk.
like high def, and I have the worst internet and no computer, so this is actually mesmerizing. I've not seen.
You're like a caveman that's
Yeah,
been brought,
it
brought
literally is
into
like
the
that.
future, and you're like, you don't understand
Because
what's
I've not
happening.
looked at a computer screen this long or a video graphics that good. This
Wow.
is like, I find this. It's like I can't
Welcome
even
to the
deal
future.
with it. It's amazing. I would suggest that to anyone who wants their games to look better. Just don't play games for 3 months.
Or just play really old games and then go back to new
just
games.
don't play games for 3 months, and then everything will look better.
What if you just played like 20-year-old games? Like go play Half-Life 1 and then come back to like, I don't know.
I think playing
Battlefield
nothing
1.
because even the light is like doing something with my brain. Like you need to not look at like screens for 3 months,
Screens at all.
and then you come
What about
back, it's like
TV though? You watch TV?
Oh, no, I don't have one.
You don't have a TV?
No,
So you don't have a TV and you don't have...
ads are sort of mind. They
You can watch Netflix. You don't need to have ads. I never ever watch free-to-air TV.
Yeah, my internet's so shit, so it's always blurry.
Oh, so you can't have... Oh, okay.
So what do you do with your time? No games, no TV.
Welcome to the Stone Age podcast.
I
Plays
released
DS.
books.
Oh, yeah, makes books, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. That's more productive.
Yeah, but this is like a drug, like it's not
Sucking
like a
you
drug.
back
I've
in.
never done a drug, so but this is like
But if
like blue.
what you
light.
imagine
It's like,
drugs
it's
would
like,
be like.
Yeah, just looking at the screen is like that. So, I mean, hot tip: if anyone wants to like have an experience, don't look at computer screens.
Just
for
get
3
rid of all
months.
technology.
Yeah, and
Just
then
go
come
live
back
in-
to it, and you'll be like, oh my god.
Just go and live in the forest for like a year and then come back to civilization. You'll be like, holy shit, running water. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, so do that, or don't eat for 4 days, and then food will taste really good after that.
Yeah.
That's just some free.
It's like
tips.
anything, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moderation, I guess.
Yeah. I didn't drink beer for like a couple of months, and then I had a beer. I was like, "Fuck, I'm never doing that again."
So good.
I don't think I've ever done that, taken a break from beer.
Yeah, don't do it. It's not worth it.
No,
Yeah.
doesn't sound worth it. So QuakeCon just happened, and Bethesda showed off a bit more information about Fallout 76, and they had like an hour 15 something like that sort of time slot up on stage answering community questions, and they showed a bit throughout it. There wasn't really a whole lot of information that really came out. There was a lot of fluff. Oh, you get to play with your friend. Yeah, great.
Hasn't everyone bought it already? So they didn't need to do anything. Anyway?
I'd wager Grax, you probably bought it, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'll be asking this question every week. Grax,
Yeah.
you right?
Yeah, he does.
Like,
He
yes.
keeps forgetting.
So there's going to be so many, but they've probably already made their money back.
Probably.
right?
Yeah, easy. But one of the things that to me and Brett as well feels a little bit questionable is the leveling system that Bethesda are introducing. So
Tell us all about it.
So you start off with, I think in a typical Fallout game, you get to pick your special attributes, and you want to be more in strength or perception, whatever it is. In this one, every sort of attribute starts off at 1, and then as you level, you get a point, and you get to put it wherever you want. Okay, that sounds fine. Once you get to level 10, though, you get introduced to perk cards. Now, these perk cards give you certain additional
Such a worry.
passives or additional bonuses, such as do 10% more, damage with a melee weapon, or increase your
Like
accuracy.
that word perk card, or the words perk
Yeah,
cards,
I
it
know.
gives me like a reaction.
Do you know
So
what
like
I've just realized? It's
Yeah,
the marketing
it
guy. So the
definitely
marketing guy who
triggers.
is trying to get BNet to stick, he's like, do you know what a great idea is? We'll call it perk cards.
Yeah.
That won't annoy anyone.
It's like, because it
Perk
reminds me of
cards is
Star
like,
cards,
it's,
right? Like,
it's dirty. Like it sounds dirty.
But
Yeah.
it's
scary.
absolutely, that phrase is triggering. But I just thought of this now, and I didn't even consider it before. So when you play Fallout 4 and you've got your attribute screen and you work your way down that,
yeah.
You got your perks.
that's,
Yeah.
but they're perk cards in
No, that's
essence.
fine.
But
Yeah.
they're not
But what's
cards,
worse-
though. It's the
Yeah,
words
they're not
cards.
cards.
That's scary, because that sort of makes you think of loot boxes.
It's this next part that
Oh,
I feel
100% makes you think
it
of
gets
the old
worse.
Star Wars.
I feel it gets
V8.
worse.
It gets
So
worse.
I think they said it was every 5 levels, you get a pack
That sounds
so
like great.
that's a loot box.
So and you get a pack that when you open it, you have
Just get
So there's a
set up.
you
gambling
get
element.
4 to 5 perk
You don't know what
cards.
you're going to get. Yeah.
And you don't know what you're going to get. It's all randomized. So now,
And maybe, like, if you wanted to get some more, you could play some money, and then you
Yeah,
could get
maybe
a few more.
you
Now-
could
I mean,
purchase
if you-
these somehow.
You can level up, or you could do like level up like a sucker, or you could buy them.
yes, exactly. Now, Brett, you did find an article on GameSpot, basically saying Fallout 76 has microtransactions, but perk cards can't be bought with real money. So they seem to be
At
sort of
launch.
focused
Does
on.
EA
At
have
launch.
their hand in this at all? Like, it just this like rigs of EA, like in some way.
What
It's so weird.
so-
I can't believe
question,
they're saying this now. Like,
Yeah.
it's that head
They
of
must be
marketing is an
insane.
idiot. Like,
Yeah, I know.
why would you say this now? You just keep it secret, and then a month after release, you put all this bullshit in.
Well, just don't.
Oh, they
Like,
don't
just-
care.
just
They're
sell-
gonna-
No, they've got your money now.
They're gonna
Yeah,
rot
it's-
the hell out of you. However, but
So, Grax, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, but they're saying it has microtransactions, but you can't buy the perk card loot box for money. I'm
Real
wondering
money, real
then
money.
perhaps whether you're like the information we have, you're saying it's a random thing at level 15 and onwards or whatever you get the box.
Yeah.
cards.
So there is those packs. That's
So-
right.
So that's all kind of already exists in their mobile game, Fallout Shelter. But what I'm wondering is
But
the
you can buy
microtransaction
packs
part
in
of
their
it
shelter, right?
where you get a loot box or something like that, and you can trade it with me as your friend, and we can swap.
Yeah, so there is a bit of they did say that in the presentation that with the perks, if someone's to encourage team play and all that type of thing, that if I get a perk card that doesn't line up with what I'm doing and it actually lines up with what you guys are doing, I can give you that card so it helps benefit
I
you.
don't trust them. I
But-
just
So
don't
that-
trust them.
that kind of sounds
they're up
alright
to
to
something.
me.
They're up to
it
something.
looks so. I'm looking
It's-
at that tweet with those cards. Looks so dodgy.
It just reeks of something dodgy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just,
and you can buy
As long
and also-
as it doesn't, you don't have to pay real world money. I think that's cool.
but they're presenting this, even the fucking cosmetic thing. Oh, you only pay real money for the cosmetic. Like, fuck off. Like, you're paying 100, 110. How much did you pay for this game?
yeah, that's a good question.
Grax? Tell me.
I paid a lot of money for it.
Tell me how
because I
much you
got-
paid for this game.
Because you get a collector's edition.
How much did you pay?
You got
I
a
got the
helmet.
collector's edition with the power helmet. I can't even remember
Okay,
now.
well,
100 and something.
okay.
It
200
was like, it
something,
was
maybe?
$6,000.
Okay, you pay $200, which is insane. But let's just say most people who are slightly less insane will still pay $100, anywhere from $60 to $100, and the fuckers are still going to charge you to
Yeah.
get a fake hat. It's revolting,
Yeah.
and they
No, I
will
agree.
charge you
No,
for
I
these
agree
perk
with that,
cards.
for
They
sure.
will. They will. They will.
And I feel, or it's like you only get them when you're leveling up, but you can buy like other cards which will level you up or something. Like at least some sort of loophole.
This game is
like,
going
there's
to.
something up with. They're up to something.
Yeah.
I can tell you they're up to something here.
I hope this sinks Bethesda because I've had it in for them for a very long time, and I hope this absolutely.
It's a shame
sinks
because
them.
they do make good games.
I'm hoping it's all really good and very nice and happy, and everyone is all just holds
But
hands
you've
and-
got you've got the
Yeah.
sunk costs fallacy. Like you've spent so much money that your like brain is going to trick you to say that it's good because you've spent money on it, and you'll probably spend more money because I've already spent $200, so I may as well spend the extra $10 on my dude looks good. Oh,
Nah, I'm
here's a
pretty,
new
pretty,
deal.
pretty sure I'm done.
So this is the thing that I actually hate about. I used to previous comments that I've had in the past about microtransactions being fine if it's like cosmetic only. Like I've said that in the past. Lately, I think I've been getting turned off by that because I was remembering back to when I was playing Path of Exile, which was a great sort of Diablo type game.
Yeah.
If you're not sure,
That was
what
a
Path of
free
Exile-
game, though, right?
free to play
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
but there were microtransactions in the way of there was like a shop and you buy cosmetic
Which
stuff.
seems
And that was
fine
great,
in
which
a-
is-
seems
seems
fine in a free
But the
game.
more I was playing it, I was like, I look like a piece of shit. My gear does not doesn't look the way it's sort of been represented. And then you'll see people running around with freaking fire wings and really cool looking armor sets. I'm like, I can never get that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's now what's starting to annoy me a little bit
that's-
about cosmetic microtransactions.
Yeah, I agree.
So you'll
Because
find in this, you'll get like,
See,
you'll get a standard
I
power
agree.
armor.
I agree with that to a certain point. Like we've had this discussion many times about pay to win, pay for visual, whatever. And I'm not saying this just because I'm massively into Conan and Exiles at the moment, but I think the way they're doing it, where it's optional, it's cosmetic, and they're still so they've openly said that the $10 DLCs they release every couple of months or whatever is cosmetic building and armor and weapons that are the same quality as you can earn in the game, and they've come out and said that it's purely to fund the ongoing
But
development.
those things,
and
sorry.
Beside that, so just let me finish.
Yeah,
this.
sorry.
So beside that stuff, they're still releasing game content, dungeons, new religions, all this kind of stuff for free that you get if you've paid for the game. So they're not releasing that as DLCs. You will, if you own the game, you get all the game content stuff. You pay $10, you can have some snazzy looking building pieces and some armor and weapons.
But can you still get
I think
those?
that's a good way to do it. I think, they're saying, yep, this $10 from these people, from people that buy it, are going to help us fund the rest of the content, but we're still going to give you regular content updates.
But
with
you can't look cool. Like the people spending money will look cool, and like you're saying, Chris, it's psychological. Like people playing multiplayer games, like
They wanna look cool.
You want to look cool. That's the whole reason. Like
yes,
in WoW,
for
like
sure. There's a definite element of some people like that.
no, that is
Oh,
the
yeah,
element.
yeah,
Like
sort of
everyone
default
here, like
stuff.
has played WoW. When you get to any of the main cities, when you see a dude level higher than you with cool gear, you're like, I want to keep playing, so I have that.
Because
Gear.
I remember, when I played WoW, vanilla WoW, and I played that, it was ridiculous how much I played that. And I was in, this is, raiding team going into the first, Ragnaros's lair. And the first time I got the tier 2 leg plates and, I was standing in the middle of Ironforge going, look at me, bitch.
You want to be that guy, and you want to be like, check out my gear. It's not the
Exactly.
stats. It's like, I got this. I've
It's
got
like in
this
EverQuest
close.
when I got my Shining Metallic
Yeah,
Robe.
exactly.
So, like,
It's
fucking-
fashion. It's
awesome.
important. So them putting that
It's
in
very cool.
is dodgy because it's like,
fucks
oh
the
yeah,
game up.
it's not for stats.
So-
Who cares? But people want to look cool in a multiplayer game.
Of course.
I think it also depends if it's like microtransactions for cosmetics that are only accessible by real money, or can you still save up money
Grind
and buy them
for
with
it.
game
Yeah,
money?
grind
It's
for
still
it.
dodgy though.
But the problem
Yeah.
is it also takes away the prestige.
Yeah.
Because if
Exactly.
say
Yeah,
it takes
it's
you
definitely-
20
it's
hours
definitely
to
a balance.
grind and earn, some cool
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like, well, did this guy buy this?
Yeah.
So then you do grind and get it and you're like, but it doesn't
Yeah,
really
that's like
count
in
now
what
because
WoW.
I
Like
can
every
just buy
time you
it.
saw, or in EverQuest, anytime you saw someone in some weird, wicked gear,
You'd be like, that's
they
fucking-
worked
you'd be like,
hard for that.
respect,
That's
respect.
it. But if they can
Yeah.
buy it, then it's like, well, that whole
Takes
thing
away
is
it.
gone.
Yeah. I think they're fucked up.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I'll buy the game
I'm
anymore.
predicting an absolute train wreck.
I don't even know if I'll buy it.
I will when
before it
it's
comes out.
at a decent price. Like right now.
Well, I want to see how far this fucking microtransaction stuff goes.
They're
'cause
gonna
it just
rot
puts
you.
me off totally.
Because was it last week? Was it Bethesda? Was it this that was saying it's coming? Oh no, it was. Yeah, BNet. It's coming exclusively to
BNet.
BNet.
Yeah, BNet, yeah.
But do you know how much they're
big thing,
selling them
BNet.
the base game for $100?
Yeah,
On
And they're charging you to look cool.
Because you
Yeah.
go to Steam and
Yeah.
it'll be like normally $69 or something like that. Maybe $80 for Australian.
They're going
But it's not
full
going to Steam,
$100, yeah.
and it's going the full bang $100 Australian
That's ridiculous.
for a base game.
And they're cutting out because I like cosmetic stuff, but I want to be able to earn it. I want to be able to get it in the game. I don't want it
why
if
do they
I
have to be so greedy? Like, why can't they just have why can't they just have here's the game, it's $100, that's fine, everything's in the game
Yeah.
included. Like, I'm cool, I'm actually happy to pay $100
Yeah.
if I can get everything in the game
Yeah.
and there's no microtransactions.
They're fucking themselves.
Yeah, it's like those classic memes you see where it's a picture of a hamburger, and the old games were the whole hamburger complete with everything, and these days a game is
Don't even get cheese
it's
anymore.
a bun and everything in the hamburger's DLC.
But I must say, I don't want to have a go at you, Grax. But Brett, you're saying that you're not going to play it.
Well,
buy it,
I don't
right?
know.
I'm
I
not going
just
to buy it.
wanna
I was
know-
never going
He
to
I
buy
want
it.
to know more about it.
I was never going to buy it. But Grax has made up for you not buying it because he's paid $200 for it. So
Yeah, I've got two
I'm not having to
copies
go,
as well.
Grax, but
Just
people
wanna
who
play it.
pre-order
bought two
at
copies.
exorbitant amounts, and making up for the slack here. So they keep doing this bullshit.
So you're saying it's Grax's fault?
Yeah.
But he didn't know. But he didn't know about the
100%.
microtransactions.
He got tricked by the made in China bloody helmet.
We don't know that's made in China. That's
So-
not necessarily a bad thing these days. They're
Oh,
putting out some good stuff for Chinese.
well, just because of your business is shit.
No, they're not from China. They're not from China.
Oh,
Hey,
Bangladesh.
Chris,
Yes.
Turkey.
here's something that'll.
That's all right.
Here's
Yeah,
something
that's
that'll
quite good for
set-
us, surely.
Actually, it'll probably set all of you off. So currently on the EB
we'll just wait for
Games
these. We'll just
website-
wait for these guys. You
Let's
guys,
get back on track.
yeah, you good? All right, cool. Sorry, Grax, go.
I was just saying, so this will probably set you all off. So currently on the EB Games website in Australia, Fallout 76 for PlayStation, Xbox One, and PC pre-order is $129.95.
No, but you see,
That is quite expensive.
no,
Is
you
that a
see,
standard version?
no. This is what
That's the
EB do. This
standard
is what they do.
version.
So what EB do, and I've seen this in practice. So what they do is they always say they go $120, $130, whatever it is, and what you'll see is JB Hi-Fi will go $100. And then you just go into EB and go, will you
hang
price
on,
match?
wait,
And they go,
stop,
yes.
Wait. Hang
Okay.
on. Are they special editions or something? Oh, yeah, righto. Sorry, my bad. They're the Fallout 76 Tricentennial Edition.
Was
Yeah,
that
but,
not-
so,
base-
but,
off.
but they're
The
not
base
the only
version
ones
is
selling that.
$99.
They're not going to be the only ones selling that.
Comes with this
Price
cheap
and
piece
okay.
of plastic.
So this is why I've seen this work in practice. I was in EB, this is a couple of years ago now, and I was in EB. And I was standing there looking at what I was going to try and pick up, and there was like some mum walks in, and she's like goes up to the thing, and she's like, "I'm here to pick up something."
How do you know she was a mum?
Because she said she walked in and said, "I'm picking up something for my son."
Oh, fair enough.
So I thought
that's
that was,
usually
I thought that was a giveaway.
You're like a
Fortnite.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, and so
Misogyny.
and what she goes, she's like, I'm here to pick up game XYZ. I can't remember what it was, but she's like, you guys are $10 more expensive than JB Hi-Fi. And the guy's like, oh, really? I can price match for you. And she went, oh, really? Yeah. And she went, all right, fine, give it to me. I'll buy it now. And so, but it was that sort of moment where the guy goes, oh, okay, I'll do good by you and give you service.
Yeah.
And then for
They-
someone like her, she was just like,
will
blown
always
away.
price
They've-
match if you can
This
prove
is-
that the other
But they've,
people have
they've
it.
inflated the price. They
do.
The guy.
I
was
don't
not-
get
yeah.
price match. Why don't you just buy it from the other place then? Who cares if they get the
because
same
it's
price?
it's
Well
the-
done.
it comes
because you got
back- I think-
like get loyalty
They should-
rewards at EB.
They should beat it.
But you get that psychological thing. Because I actually had a friend that worked for eBay, and they go, it's actually a practice at EB, where what they
put it
do
up
is they
at
put
10,
it up.
yeah.
So then if people come and go, can you price match?
Oh, yes, we can.
You get and they go, beautiful. And like when you get, when you
I'm
get
coming back. I've done.
They think
I've got
they're
a
getting-
deal.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
they
a great
think they're getting a
Exactly.
deal.
Yeah, psychology.
So, look, before we actually do move on from Fallout,
It's very hot in here, by the way.
I know.
But I just
I'm
want to.
burning.
I just want to say just quickly. Tricentennial means 300-year celebration. So
yeah, but Fallout
That's right.
is in the future.
300 years in the future.
Something like that, isn't it?
1776 to 2076
Oh,
is
well,
the
fucking
game time.
1770.
I'm a fucking retard.
Oh, yeah.
Anything. 'Cause,
Do you know
1776
they're just throwing words in that sound cool? That sounds
Game
good.
ticket.
Yeah.
It's the same as the BNet guy. He's done.
So one of the things in actually Fallout 76 is going to be the PvP side of things because it is online. And
Yes.
I want to get your thoughts on what this is, on how they're going to sort of try and manage like the griefing. If you're hot, man, you can take off your
Oh, Will and Momo. I get very hot and bothered when I hear people about pre-ordering, paying for games that don't exist.
You're also
yet.
wearing like a big woolly coat.
I get very annoyed when I hear about
So
people paying for games that don't exist yet.
So to try and like mitigate the griefing that you'll get with Fallout 76, what happens if someone comes in and kills you? They actually, and they continue to do it. They eventually get marked on the map, and a bounty goes up against them. And that mark, is a star or something that shows up on everyone else's map that they can then see.
GTA does
And GTA,
That's actually.
And so there will be-
Guess what it doesn't
something I
do?
read-
Stop griefing.
Something I read yesterday was it actually happens immediately.
But what happens is the bounty, though, when you go and kill someone with the bounty, that bounty is deducted from that player's wallet. So if they continue to grief people, that bounty continues to go up. When someone eventually kills them, they lose that money themselves. The griefer loses that money because it's coming out of their wallet. So they're trying to.
So what happens when the griefer's got no money left?
I don't know.
Well, then they
it
have
goes
to
into
put
debt.
in real life money
Yeah,
to
just buy some more money.
Anyway.
One for DLC.
Yeah.
So I thought it was
You
quite.
must now pay.
Because yes, GTA do it. There's a bounty, but what it is like, no, I'm the one getting grieved. I'm going to put up $1,000 for someone to go and kill you, and I lose it. But as the griefer, you're the one now losing the money if you continue to.
Well,
do
the other side of that was the thing that I read said that to actually PvP someone, you have to have their permission. So that you'll get a message saying you want to engage in combat with this person.
That's how it works in real
or
life
something
too.
like that. And if you say yeah,
Excuse me,
then
Summer.
it's no holds barred PvP,
Not-
whatever you want to do. But if they attack you unprovoked with no notice, then they get marked immediately as a murderer. As far as the thing I
It's
read,
very
which
much sounds like a soft core player versus player.
Oh, sorry.
I think they
course
probably
you
had to bring something out because a lot of people whinged about it no longer being single player and having to deal with griefers. And, Fallout traditionally has been a single player experience. So with their first sort of trip into multiplayer unknown territory, I think they want to have some safeguards to make people feel comfortable that their game's not going to be fucked with while they're doing stuff.
Mm.
So, it'll probably evolve over time, I reckon. That's probably
Probably.
just their first
So before we move on from
way to calm people down about the whole, hey, if I'm used to playing single player Fallout and I just want to build my shit.
no,
and
but see,
leave people
one thing they
alone.
also said in the presentation is if you don't want a PvP, you can turn it off, and therefore you're not in the same instance as a PvPer. So you can get yourself out of it. So before we move on from Fallout
I'm
76,
just going to take my jacket. Boy, it's hot in here. Oh,
This is an event.
Oh boy, it's hot in here. Speaking of games that people are paying money for that don't exist.
Michael has just taken his shirt off, his jacket off to reveal. Chris will tell you what he's got.
so
What
for
does it
some
say, Chris?
reason, so Michael has turned a shirt inside out and decided. Is that why you're wearing a jacket for so long?
he's waiting for the perfect moment.
Wait, he's written on it himself. Scam citizen Chris Roberts is a criminal.
I will have justice.
This is like a
Wait,
it's like a protest.
Did you do that for me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
He doesn't actually wear this shirt.
Oh, and Blizzard sucks. Oh my god.
Can you take a photo of that crappie?
Yeah,
head
we'll
out?
take a photo. We'll
take
put
a
it.
photo.
We'll put it up on Facebook so people can see it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh dear.
so what else?
Michael's specifically wearing a shirt to wind Chris up, I think.
Because I got kicked. We started a new conversation because I kept on ranting about Scam Citizen.
Oh, I was going to say that.
And then we're banned from
Is that why
talking
you were
about
begging
it.
for permission to come over to his house this afternoon
Ah,
to
that
make
was
sure
more
you
than it,
you can cross the threshold?
We have like a chat on Facebook, and Michael was going on about Star Citizen being a scam so much that like Chris made a new chat for Star Citizen, so Michael can't.
And then I got
interfere
banned
anymore.
as a topic of conversation.
Yeah, no one talks about it anymore. So
So in protest, I'm wearing this T-shirt.
Chris Roberts is a criminal.
Good for
What do you
you.
reckon, Grax?
So back to QuakeCon. Doom Eternal showed off some.
we were like, because I knew about this.
Oh, did you?
Well, it was actually
Brett told me to do
my
it.
idea. Yeah. We were wondering whether you were going to like launch across the table.
I was hoping that you would like all the microphones would go everywhere.
I see how it is. Traitor.
I just thought it'd be funny.
Far out.
Okay, so
All right.
back on topic. So Doom Eternal showed off some more gameplay at QuakeCon. Looks pretty cool. It looks very repetitive.
Doom Eternal. No, it doesn't.
does.
Looks
the
what?
same. Looks the
Yeah,
same.
but what?
got some
You
new
played
ways-
Diablo. That's like the most repetitive game ever.
Oh, it looks repetitive.
Yeah, but
I haven't
it's-
seen the gameplay yet.
No, you haven't. So what we're going to do, I don't know if this is really going to work, and it might be a hindsight thing where we go, yeah, it didn't really work at all, is Brett and I have seen it.
We've never been in that territory before.
No, once. It didn't work out too well. So the idea was we were going to
I haven't seen it.
play the video at a very low volume in the background, so then Michael can watch it, give us sort of like a real-time reaction as Brett and I are sort of discussing. What the fuck was that?
Don't worry. it's
Disgusting.
Just
Yeah.
keep talking.
Anyway, so we're going to see if this works. We'll put the volume down a little bit, so you might hear a bit of, subtle sounds from.
I think turn the volume up so people can hear at least the
But
sound.
they want to hear you talking.
Well, they want to hear the sound of the game as well. So
Alright.
just turn up.
Look, so we're just going to go play it. Let's just see how this works. So I think the volume's completely fine.
That's good.
So we started off.
Metro Prime already did this, by the way.
What? Have a helmet in a game?
Yeah, all right. Well, it sounds dumb now. I've said it, but
Yeah.
Now that it's out there.
It has a heads-up display. Never seen that before.
but it's like they
Star Citizen
actually the game was
got the
rendered with the helmet. You could turn it off, but you could actually always have the helmet on. It's kind of cool.
So, Brett, what were your first thoughts when you saw this?
Well, I was like, this looks like the first one, or the 2016 one.
That's what I meant by
which is
repetitive.
not a bad thing,
No, but they're
because I
not.
love that game. I completed it 3 times.
To me, this is the best graphics I've ever seen in my life.
So is this a Tech 6 engine, Chris? Do you know?
I have no idea. It's what they showed at QuakeCon. So they have sort of advertised some new types of weapons and attachments. So particularly the big one on the shotgun was having that sort of meat hook.
Yeah.
So
it's like
what-
a reverse Scorpion type thing. Where
Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
I'll come to you. And it's like,
yeah,
okay.
flicks into it.
Got a nice new sort of extendable blade on his left hand or his left arm. So as
Love the soundtrack as well. It's always
Soundtrack's
always the
always
hard, heavy metal.
soundtrack
Goes really well.
Nice and violent. Nice. It's just
Did you play the 2016 one?
No.
It's just so much fun. Like
It reminds me a bit of Halo ODST, which was set in like the city, sort of corrupted by aliens. Or
yeah, I just think the gameplay with these.
it looks fun. Like,
It's just fun as fuck. Like it doesn't complicate anything, and it's just really crazy violent.
it's just violent for the.
quite linear levels though that I've noticed. So
They are
Just mine
100%
was
linear.
fun.
There's no open world at all. But
it's just like one pathway.
yeah, that's what it's supposed to be though. That
Really?
wouldn't work as an open world.
I mean,
Because it's like
Where are
it's
all
a
the bleeding heart parents
it's a
complaining
throwback
about this one?
to it's a throwback to like old school
Yeah,
first
but
person shooters.
the old school had like a relatively open
It did.
level that you'd have
Yeah.
to find the keys.
Actually, no. It had a sort of similar thing in the 2016 version where you would you'd go around in one big arena.
Yeah.
So similar, very similar. But just like new graphics and just really
So
fun.
is this set on Phobos or on
Don't know.
Remember, didn't we talk about that?
no, okay, no, that was okay. That
We
was a
said
quick-
Mars.
That was quiz.
Yeah.
But I don't know where this one is. It's
probably Phobos.
Yeah, it's set.
Oh, that's a good idea, being able to use the enemies to get up to higher places.
Well, that's it. The other thing that's actually looks new in this is the dashing. You see, there's times where it's sort of
Yeah.
like dashing to the left or to the right. You can sort of see in the bottom left there of the screen. There's like that yellow
I can see
indicator.
that, yeah, what does that mean? That's
I think
the dash.
That's the dash. So there seems to be that. So combined, it looks like there's a lot more maneuverability
Double jumps?
in the game. There's double. I think there's double.
Yeah,
jumps.
you get double jumps.
Did I
That's
just
just
go-
lost sound.
That's not working.
I think we just lost sound. Oh, there we
Right,
go.
back.
Came back again.
Yeah, double jumps is like you get upgrades as you go through, so you get more abilities to like jump around and stuff. And the guns usually have two or three different versions.
Yeah.
So you can have the one with a chain on it, or you can have like a melee attack, or so you can play in like different
I will
ways. If you want.
say that the enemies look quite samey, that sort of pink beigey.
Well, they're all demons.
Yeah, I know, but they still look very similar. That's at the. I would just give them. I'll give ID some feedback that
Yeah.
the enemies are very sort of samey. They're all sort of pink.
It's actually id Software.
So it's going to
ID.
pause it for a second.
Oh, I'm
So
actually
what's the premise of the game? How did the alien / thingos get out
Oh, I
again?
have no idea. They were just showing up a
It's
gameplay.
not always just like a portal to hell open for some reason.
I
and
think
then
it's
they all
on
come out
Earth and like
crazy.
it's got to Earth somehow.
Maybe. Does it
'Cause
say?
it's cities and
I don't
stuff.
think so. There's actually a couple of different videos that they did show off there. There was one particular scene where it's not in this video, but there's another one where I think it's sort of set in the start of the game.
It
where-
literally says Phobos gameplay.
yeah, that's a different
Oh,
a different video. So
Ah.
don't know, but you sort of see you got the Doomslayer. He's walking through like was it UEE sort of station, and you know everyone's all like, "Oh my god, it's him!" and they're all like getting that fuck out of his way, and you know it's like some guard comes up to him and starts going, "Oh, you can't fuck." And,
You wouldn't
it's like-
fuck with Doomslayer.
so we wouldn't really fuck with him. So look, it does go for like another 4 minutes, and
Yeah, we're not gonna-
don't want to sort of go overboard because of this. I think the clash of the
I'm
two
getting
things.
overexcited.
You're getting excited.
I'm sort of yelling.
Oh, it's just so
Yeah,
it does look exciting. I do.
It looks basically the same as the first
It
one.
does.
Or the 2016 one,
It
but
does.
I'm happy with that because it's great. It's fucking awesome.
but
You just have 10 hours of amazing fun and then you finish it and you're like, well, done with that. Or do like me and play it on the harder difficulty.
yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, it's 10 hours of gameplay.
But it's fun. Like it's like way more. It's just really intense, and it's. I mean, I don't know if this will be 10 hours, but I'm fine with that if that's how good the gameplay is.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it looks very similar. I think the environments are looking a lot better than the first one.
It looks a bit.
There's
Yeah,
looks
I reckon
more
it's on Earth or
hellish.
something like that.
Sorry.
It looks like, yeah, like I said before, ODST, where it's like the city on Earth or something like that that's been infected with. It doesn't look like a base. It doesn't look like
In
a
the
Mars
2016 one, you do go to different locations. Like you actually go to hell. So you're saying it looks more hellish there, but
I think it does.
no. But in the 2016 one, did you play the whole game?
Yeah. Yeah.
You go to hell though. That's like that couldn't be more hellish.
No, but I don't know. I think the way it is transitioning from hell into, you know, our world or whichever planet it's
Yeah.
on compared to the first one where it was like primarily in that station, and then you go outdoors and it's like it's just the environment that
It
the
looks
planet
bigger.
looked
The
like.
contrast,
more
the
open.
contrast with a normal architecture against the hell architecture.
Yeah, that's
makes
right.
it-
I mean,
Yeah.
look, there's
Fair
sort
enough.
of there's
It's
sort
a
of
mouth. It's a goddamn mouth.
Yeah, like there's sort of scenes and like they're in some sort of building that is human made, and then there's like these organ looking things coming out. I was like, well, that's obviously the transition from hell invading Earth or whichever planet, Mars or Jupiter, whichever it is, wherever Phobos is.
Mars.
Mars.
Yeah,
God
Cool.
of War.
What? Okay.
God of War.
Mars is the God of War.
Is it? There you go.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Phobos
So-
is the Phobos is actually from it was the god of like fear or panic. So they
phobia.
Yeah, exactly. So like ancient warfare, they wouldn't want Phobos to come because basically ancient warfare was all about not fleeing. If you didn't flee, you'd probably win. As soon as people started running away, and the other
Yeah,
team,
that's like in if you play like fucking what's that game called?
Total War.
Total War.
Yeah, as
You
soon
don't
as you
want it to
flee,
run.
like
Yeah.
even if you got a smaller army, if the other side flees before you, you can just cut them down.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't want Phobos like panic or
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
a bit
Makes
of
sense.
interesting
There you
trivia.
go. History with Michael. So your first initial thoughts. That was the point. Was you hadn't seen it. Your first initial thoughts. So there's still another.
Yeah, it
half
looks
of
amazing.
to
I don't
go.
think I'll ever have a computer that's able to run it to look like that.
Oh, then you missed
It looks like it was really well optimized.
Yeah,
It would
yeah,
run on
probably,
like a
yeah.
970 and look like that, like which is a fucking old
Yeah,
card.
that's true. Yeah,
You don't need a beast to run it. It's very, very well optimized.
So, Greg,
Well,
so you
Michael,
haven't
you
seen
could
the
always
video.
you could always drop around to Chris's house in your new T-shirt and play it.
I don't know
No.
what I'm going to do with this T-shirt now.
Yeah, you
wear
kind of
it.
like just
walk around
the
town.
perfectly good
Walking around
shirt.
town, perfectly normal.
Just whenever we do the podcast.
Go to the next
This
go to
would
the
be my
next bar,
podcast
citizen, and
podcasting
see how
show.
long you last.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I should petition out the front.
Chris Roberts should be locked up. Fucking.
Just being mindful of time. The main focal. That was okay. So that's the news for this episode.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That was
1 hour later.
So the main focal point this week, just being mindful of time, was World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth launched yesterday.
No one plays WoW anymore, do they?
A lot of people do.
Do they?
Still very popular. Finally,
I
since
bought
this- yeah, I'm still waiting for you to fucking play it and play it all by
You
myself.
bought it, Grax. I thought you said you
got his
can't
collector's
afford that
edition.
addiction.
Got a collector's
No,
edition.
I always buy the collector's edition. I'm funny like that, but
Even if you're not gonna play
I
it.
just can't get back into it. Right, I will play it. I 100% will get back into it, but just not.
What do you
right
get
now.
with the
I-
collector's edition? What's the advantage?
A big box.
You get
How much?
behind the scenes.
Do you get a
I
little- do you get a
like
plastic
behind the
helmet?
scenes. They do interviews with the developers, how they made shit.
Can't you see that on
challenges they
YouTube?
had.
How is that?
How they designed the dungeons.
Can you see
So
that?
no
on
one
Like,
else
YouTube?
can see that.
I find that stuff interesting, so I
Yeah.
always get it.
Can you see that on YouTube though for free?
Probably, yeah. Well, no. See, what happens is people
So it's good value for
rip
money.
the DVD, rip the DVD and upload it. So you know, it don't happen. But yeah, and you get pets and mounts and shit.
How
which,
boring
you
this
know.
looks compared to Doom. Ugh.
I like that it's an
Yeah, I
island.
absolutely
So
will play with at some point, Chris, but just not right now.
Is it set on islands?
Yes.
That's cool. I like
So-
that theme. I like islands.
So look, I mean, one thing that the last expansion just finished up on the Legion expansion was very spacey and you're out in spaceships and shit going into other
Yeah, I don't
planets,
like
which
that.
was kind of I think got away. And I think that
Yeah.
the Battle for Azeroth is really about bringing it back into the actual world between the humans
That's
versus the
jumping
orcs.
the shark a bit. I
Yeah,
think.
but why have we got to have another fucking crazy war chief? We just had the Garrosh thing, man. Like, what do we need Sylvanas going fucking mental for?
So she's going on a bit of a yeah. So for those who I guess know.
Talk about it as though to people that don't
Yeah.
play the game.
I've
So-
played hundreds
Yeah,
of hours, but
I was
no
going
idea
to
what
let
you're
Chris
talking
do it
about.
because I knew he'd fully explain it.
Well, look, the big premise is that right now there's a WoW these days is actually a lot more story driven than it's ever been, and already right now in my sort of leveling experience, I'm just about at max level after 2 days. But the leveling experience now is so much smoother. It transitions from zone to zone so much easier. And it's actually really quickly. It's not the tedious grind that it ever used to be. But now, even in the time that I've spent on it, there's actually like many more cutscenes throughout the leveling process than there's ever been. And you actually got a story to follow.
Cutscenes.
So they're not the big sort of cinematics that you'd normally see. It's sort of the
In-game.
cartoony, in-gamey Blizzard type of scenes that you see.
I feel like
Now-
I've made my thoughts on cutscenes pretty clear.
I can't remember it, but maybe not.
Don't just
Yeah,
boring.
just like a-
Don't do them.
yeah,
Never
just
do
do
them.
Yeah. So look, the big premise is, it is the.
Can I just say, like, with cutscenes, are you just always waiting for them to be over? That's usually my
Yeah.
experience
No,
with cutscenes.
Please make this as quick.
Are you ever like, oh, this is wicked. I hope it keeps
Yeah.
going. It's always like,
if
fucking
it's
hurry up.
if it's a shit one,
Just I've
I've never
never
watched one that I've watched.
Yeah,
I want to play the game. I always want to play the game.
I feel like because you're not there to watch.
Yeah.
I'll go watch a movie if I want to watch.
Please
something.
allow
Then
me
it's
to play
right.
the game.
you played The Last of Us, didn't you?
Yeah,
How'd you
but
feel about that game?
that might be the only one where it's
Oh,
like.
okay, so
but
we
that's
got
more
some-
like an interactive movie, though. That
It is,
that game.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay, you came up with an exception. That's fair enough.
That's-
But that's the
that-
only
that's-
game.
yeah, that's
that's
not
the
the
only
rule,
game
that's
that
the
they've
exception.
ever been acceptable.
Right. Okay. All right.
Just saying.
Look,
It's
I
like
mean-
in Destiny 2. It was just like, fucking get on
Yeah,
with it. I
shut
don't
up.
care.
Yeah, but that was like in Blizzard and like these ones in WoW. They're literally like less than 30 seconds.
Do you know what I don't
You've-
mind?
What?
I don't mind in Destiny when they played like podcasts that you can listen to while you're shooting shit.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a decent
I want
way
stuff
of
to
doing
happen. I want to be told the story while I'm killing
Yeah.
things.
Especially
Mm-hmm.
in a game like WoW or Diablo or Destiny where it's a mindless grind.
Mm.
Like, tell me the story while I'm mindlessly grinding, please, if you could.
There is actually a bit of that now.
That's a good idea. They should give the quest. The quest should be like they read you the quest and they go, "Oh, hello."
I mean, look, there is a lot of the quests in it are still the go kill 10 things, go gather 10 things.
I
shit like
really
that.
don't mind that.
But there are the more story driven
fun.
quests.
It's totally
Yeah, they should just do that by audio. So it's like, oh, I've sent you an audio message on the medieval.
But that's it.
holonet.
What they actually do now is on
Chad
the
Garkin,
story driven
for
quests.
Tier 3. Some
Is
headbutt
as
device.
you accept it and you walk into the next one, there's a little pop up that does come up with a sort of a character that's going, we're doing this because of this reason.
Oh yeah,
So it kind of does, but it's not.
it'd be
great
good if it was
detail.
audio.
No, it is audio, so it's voice acted.
Oh really? That's
Yeah,
right.
so there is a little bit of that.
That's kind of cool.
So
They stole your idea, but like in the past.
Yeah, they stole it in reverse.
Yeah. That always happens to me.
I know.
so
But what are the horde races nowadays?
so
Goblins are the
So
new
one,
one.
so they were the most recent ones. They've actually introduced now what they call allied races. So one of the big things in this expansion is because the Horde and the Alliance are really trying to bolster up their armies to fight each other. They're off
Isn't the
they're
Alliance
off on a
allied?
journey.
Fight each other or fight someone else?
No, the Alliance versus the Horde.
Oh,
So they're off on these expeditions to go to these sort of new towns. The Alliance are off to kill Tyrus, and the Horde are off to Zandalar to recruit new new races to join their
isn't
side.
that a troll? Aren't they already in?
No, there is, but these are different types of trolls.
yeah.
So and that's the thing. So you've got these ones here, the sort of allied races that are in it. They're all very stereotypical models of like Taurens and the Orcs and Draenei and all this type of thing. So these are races that are already in it. They just changed the look of them. That's basically.
Oh, so these are the dudes that you try to get onto your horde
That's-
or whatever.
That's right. And then once you've done that, you can actually then go and create characters and actually play as
so
those
what is
races.
that like? So what's that? An orc? A special orc?
So
A
look, it
mountain
is an orc. They call it the Magha orc, which are actually the original orcs from Draenor, where the
yeah.
orcs came from. Once you actually unlock them as a race, you can go and create a new character to play as that race.
Right, and then you've got space orcs.
What?
Space orcs.
Space
The
orcs.
guy on the left, Nightborn,
Nightborn,
space orc. Then you've got deer head.
deer. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Then you've got
Elk.
that's another space orc.
That's it. They're the space goats.
Oh, space
They're actually
goat,
called.
yeah, sorry
They're
about
not
that.
Draenei.
Yes. So you even knew what it was.
That's just a space elf.
Is everything
That's a
space?
space- that's
Chris,
a
how many
dwarf.
how many character slots have you got now with
Space,
this expansion?
space, everything.
Three
They
of them.
increase your
Three of the five. are
slots per
space.
server.
Oh, you still get 10 slots per server.
They didn't give you any more character slots.
I mean, you get
would
50
you
slots
need
on
more?
an account. Like, I mean,
Why would you
Yeah,
need-
but
how many?
what if I want to play one of the new races on the same server?
oh well, okay. So you just actually, if you actually go on like an Australian oceanic-based server, they're all connected now. So this is actually one thing they did away with. There's no
All
longer
of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all the same now. But you just pick one, and then because of the server instances being changed now, if you've got someone on the friends list, I don't think it matters what server you're on now, because look, I think the population of players has dropped a little bit considerably over the years, and so as long as you've got someone on your friends list, you can join them no matter what server they're on. The other big change that they made is actually they've gotten rid of PvE and PvP servers. Every server is exactly the same. What you actually do, they've introduced this new feature in this new mode because it's trying to emphasize the war is war mode. So if you turn it on, you're flagged as PvP and you'll only ever see PvP players. Turn it off, you just go back to a PvE environment.
That's what EverQuest did originally.
Did they?
Yeah, you'd
So-
see the
That
priest.
sounds like
Remember,
a
you see the
reasonably
priest.
good idea.
Remember the priest of Discord?
Yes.
There's that priest of Discord
Yeah,
like
that's
outside.
right,
There was this
yeah.
like evil NPC dude outside of every city called the priest of Discord, and you talk to him, and he's sort of a bit crazy, and he tries to
Yeah.
recruit you to join PvPing.
I remember people would mount raids against him.
Yeah,
and
the
try and
priest
kill
of
him. And he was so tough. And
Yeah.
he would take out like fucking 50 players before
Priest
he'd
of
take him
Discord.
down.
Yeah. So
That's good. It sounds fun. Look, my
it's still WoW.
My dopamine is sort of triggering just looking at pictures of WoW.
One thing they've actually introduced now as well is what they call war fronts. So once again, it's a big emphasis on the war between the two factions. So there are certain locations throughout the world that you sort of sign up to actually go into a PvP match with 20 versus 20 matches, and the idea is if one side has like a castle, you're on the other side trying to take that castle and you use siege weapons to try and get into that castle. And if you beat them, you take over that castle, and then you've got that castle for X amount of days. And then you use that castle for certain quests and world quests and reputation and other bits and pieces. And then after X amount of days, the other faction who lost can mount an offensive against that castle to try and take it back. And so you have this sort of new,
I much preferred it when, you could actually storm the cities like
You can still do
back in
that.
the. Oh, can you?
You can still do
that was
that.
the best.
Yeah,
when,
you can still do that.
When people like
but you
used
need
to.
people that need to actually want to show up.
That was fun when like the cities got raided. That was cool.
Yeah, no, I think that
And,
that's
like,
sort of
but
things
when
is-
everyone could die, like little newbies were getting slaughtered.
Yeah. So look, there's actually a lot that has gone into this game, but just it's just been mindful of time. I spend a lot of time talking about this, but
yeah.
which time's up, I guess. Really. So we did have a quiz that we're going to do as
It's
well.
probably not
but
that. No, we could do the
Do
quiz
the
still.
quiz.
Got to do the
Never
quiz.
do the quiz.
we can do the quiz.
I just
All
feel
right.
like the WoW stuff's like, unless you play it, it's not really that interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
I want to play it. I don't have a computer to play it, but I would probably
One
get
day
it.
you might.
One day, maybe if I'm lucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm a good
so we do have a quiz lined up. This is actually something that we've just found off a random website.
Make sure Michael can't see the
I
screen.
can't see it.
So
he's trying to-
I-
Chris wouldn't let me cheat anyway with this t-shirt on.
No, fuck you.
That's what I was looking for. I wanted you to attack me. I thought it was
Yeah.
good.
I
So-
thought you would have got madder, actually. I'm a bit disappointed.
Well, I think okay. Never mind. Moving on.
Brett wanted us to fight.
yeah,
Is that okay?
I was expecting a full-on fist fight.
That was the
but-
whole point.
Yeah.
So what I'm actually the
let
quiz master this time, so we're going to see how this actually pans out because we've got Brett and Michael in the same room. I've got the questions on the monitor. I've got it swiveled around so they can't see it, but we've also got Grax on the other side of the country. We don't know how lag is going to sort of play into this. I also feel Grax also has a disadvantage because you two are considerably louder compared to him. So
Yeah.
we're looking for the obviously
We've
that
been drinking,
name.
though. Has he been drinking? So that
Perhaps perhaps we could do it if the other two guys answer and then you hear me shortly after. Perhaps you let
Have
me
you
go
been
first.
drinking those Brax? I can't see.
What?
I've clearly been
Yeah.
drinking. I
I
can't
mean-
remember. Grax, have you been drinking?
To be fair, like if Michael
No,
says
I
his
haven't.
name first,
So that levels out then.
Yeah, so
we've got
you've
like,
got an unfair advantage.
every
actually.
beer you have adds like 200 ping.
and
That is true.
with Michael wearing that shirt,
Yeah,
I may just not
you're
hear
gonna
him.
me.
yeah.
It's like,
It sounds all pretty fair.
what was that? I thought I heard someone's name, but no, I didn't.
Yeah.
So we're going to give it a go. So look,
I was going to say, just remember, Michael waits for you to say go ahead, not spurt out the answer.
Yeah, make
No.
sure we adhere to the rules.
Yep.
Which you say your name and then you wait for you to say okay and then
Yep.
it's all in order.
Okay.
And if you just shout shit out, then we can steal the answer.
Okay.
so this is it is a WoW quiz.
We should turn that off so we don't get any clues from that.
Oh, this is more. I think.
Is it like,
Classic. Like
can it be
them up.
vanilla WoW though? Because like I only played, otherwise I'm out already.
And
And even then, I don't even know.
To be honest, I'm actually reading some of these questions, and I probably couldn't tell you the answer.
Can't you just
So-
do a gaming one?
We've already been going for 7 hours.
Do a
We
Doom
can't find
quiz.
a new-
Doom quiz.
You can't at the last minute just decide to do it. A topic.
All right.
that-
Well, we usually do.
That's how it usually,
Yeah.
usually how it works. All right, so look, we'll just get into it. So how many questions? There's a lot of questions here. Do I just go for what? How many questions?
Usually
6?
10.
7 or 8.
10.
It's good. They're all going to be WoW questions.
Yes.
I don't even know anything about
I'm
WoW
ready.
anymore.
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right,
So
go,
we'll
go,
get
go.
we'll
What
get
company? Made
we'll get
WoW?
to we'll get to question 6 and we'll see how we're feeling.
How do you?
Is the answer just always Blizzard?
No. So these are all multiple choice. So there is that. Give you the heads up.
I reckon if
That'll help
yeah, I don't know.
All right. So
We'll see how it goes.
question number 1. Scholomance.
I don't know what that is.
Mike. No, I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Scholomance is short for A, School of Numeracy, B, School of Romance, C, the School of Romans, D, the School of Semantics, and E, the school of necromancy?
Brett.
Grax.
I actually,
Oh, we have a
Scores.
late entry from Grax.
hang on a sec. I've just realized I have to click go so I can get the answer because it's not one.
You don't even know the answer.
No, I couldn't tell you the fucking answer is.
Is it the? Am I in?
Hang on a sec. Let me just go. Oh, actually,
Scholomancy.
hang on a sec.
I think I said my name first.
Shouldn't it be
No, you did, but the problem with this quiz,
the art of raising dead scholars?
to be honest, I don't think this is going to work.
So you can't get the answer.
No, I can't get the
I
answer.
sent you the link. I sent
no,
you a
you
link
did,
of one.
you did. But when I click start, it comes up like a different set of questions.
Or just use those.
All right, shambles. This is absolute. Oh my god. Nah, this is actually going to be pretty fucked. To be honest. All right, I'll reset that question because now that I've hit start, I can actually go on to give the
nice.
answers.
Well done.
You guys are fucked. So this is seriously. I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you.
Well,
these
you've
ones.
got the answer there,
All
so
right.
we're good.
The 3
Come on.
plays in Karazhan's Opera House are based in the following. Yeah, exactly. You guys. Yeah.
No, just try.
Just
Read
try
it, read
All right,
it.
so there's 3
It's
plays in
multi-choice.
Karazhan's Opera House. They're based on the following: Romeo and Juliet, Wizard of Oz, and Othello. Romeo and Juliet, Wizard of Oz, and the Little Black Book. Hamlet, Wizard of Oz, and the Crucible. The Little Red Riding Hood, Hamlet, and Wizard of Oz, and Little Red
That one.
Riding Hood.
Grax. That one. That one.
All right, Grax with that one.
Which one was it?
I would
Wrong.
know.
The
The
one
one,
with
the one that
he-
you just finished reading.
Yeah, that
The
was
one you just
incorrect.
finished reading.
Okay, I think it's the first one, Michael.
Do you guys want me to actually get to the last one? Oh, it doesn't really matter now.
Oh, well, I've
I
already
don't-
thrown
all right.
in the ring.
So you want to go with the first one?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Well, that's bullshit.
Did Grax get it right?
The one
No,
you
he
just read. Chris.
Oh, the second one.
No, you're all wrong. It was actually the answer that I didn't get to because you all jumped in.
Well, that's a moot. That's incorrect operator. And
There you go.
what do you mean?
Incorrect operator.
incorrect operator.
It was Little Red Riding Hood,
Incorrect
Romeo and Juliet,
Chris,
and the Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
So there you go. Anyway,
That's-
so that
I
was
knew
that
that
was
one. I
it.
That
knew
was
it now
what
that
you
you
just
said
read.
it.
No,
That's the one
no,
you just read.
Oh, I was
No,
going to say that, but I didn't know that it was an option.
because there was option number 5, which I was getting to, but then you jumped in, Grax.
This
and
quiz
cut me
isn't
off.
fun. It's too
No,
difficult.
Next.
Okay. Stormguard was the original capital of which great empire? Boulderfist, Stromgard Brigade, Aratha.
Brett.
I'm pronouncing that correct. Okay, Brett.
B. Brofist.
No, that's wrong. That is incorrect.
Boulderfist.
That is
Yeah,
incorrect.
that
Would you like me to finish it off?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
All right. So after that was
Please.
Arathor, the Syndicate, and the Agency.
Grax.
Grax.
Arathor.
That's correct. There you go. Wonder Grax.
Aerosol.
Aerosol, the great
Aerosol.
empire of aerosols.
Great Empire of Aerosol.
What is the name of Cenarian Expedition's base in Zangarmarsh?
What the fuck is
I don't even know most of these words, let alone
Zangarmarsh.
I don't even understand the question.
That was a zone from Burning Crusade. So the first
Oh,
expedition.
we're meant to be doing classic.
Yeah, I thought we
I
were
just
doing
clicked
Vanilla
go.
WoW.
I know.
Who sent you this link?
You.
What are the options?
Cenarian Circle, Cenarian. Oh, it's all Cenarian. Circle, Hold, Reservoir, Refuge, Sanctuary.
Michael, I believe it's Circle.
It would be incorrect.
I tried. At least I tried.
So you got Hold, Reservoir, Refuge, Sanctuary.
Refuge. Brett. Refuge.
Brett, thank you. Refuge is correct.
Yes. Back in the game.
All right.
So 1-1.
My WoW knowledge. It's good.
That's a
Jesus.
stupid question.
This is maybe the worst quiz.
This is the worst quiz ever.
Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe. Okay. This will be a vanilla one.
Okay.
Which of these 2 battlegrounds came out first? Alterac Valley or Arathi Basin?
Brett.
Oh,
Alterac Valley.
I actually have to type in apparently.
Michael, just anyway. Michael. Because the other one.
Yeah, the other one.
Because the other
So
one.
who's right out of the
If you got it wrong, it's the other
2
one.
points.
Two to Brett. Alterac
wrong.
Valley is
Take it
correct.
back about WoW.
That was a free point.
Just
Yeah.
as a side note, Alterac Valley is still my favourite PvP.
It was
Thing
great
in
in
WoW.
its time.
Yeah,
I still love it.
I agree that it was also.
I'm actually just going through finding things that are actually
It existed.
going to be
Yeah,
super
I agree.
precious.
I agree, Chris.
It wasn't a game.
I agree that it was in WoW.
It was.
Yeah.
Well done. It
It's one
was.
of my favourite things in WoW that existed.
So-
I often enjoy it.
I often reminisce about Alterac Valley.
To be honest, I think this. quiz-
Alcatraz Valley. I
Alcatraz.
love Alcatraz
Yeah.
Valley. I often go there.
All right. Smelting is a skill of which profession? Blacksmithing, jewel crafting, leatherwork.
Brett.
Oh, I heard Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, blacksmithing, probably.
Actually, sorry, I didn't hear Michael. That,
What? Just because I got this shirt on.
I think it was blacksmithing as well.
That's points
sorry, you
for
said
sure.
blacksmithing?
Yes.
Okay, wrong.
Really?
Is it a skill of smelting?
You've done bread in because he said blacksmithing too.
No,
Okay.
I said jewel craft.
Okay,
Jewel,
I can also finish it off.
jewels.
Leatherworking,
Grax.
mining, skinning.
Oh, it's mining.
Well, you're already out.
Ah.
Grax.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Don't copy me, Grax.
You were going to say mining,
No,
were you? Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
100%.
Yeah. Interesting.
2 to Grax.
Very interesting.
That's a picture one, so we can't do that. Let's just skip on to the next one.
Describe it to me.
All right.
Describe me the picture.
How many days can you keep your mail in Warcraft?
Oh,
25,
31.
27,
Grax.
30. Grax?
31.
That's not even an option. To finish off, 33, 35.
Michael, I think it's 25.
Let's have a look for 25. No, that would be incorrect.
Brett, 26.
That wasn't an option I even read about.
Next question.
It was 30 days.
It'll be 35 then.
Why would
Bugger.
I?
30.
Oh, okay.
Let's not do that one. Just move on to the next question. Nope, let's not do that
This
one.
is the
either.
worst one. We've
I know, this is actually a pretty terrible quiz.
Although I'm equal with Grax, which is surprising.
Next one's got to be
What?
a
That's
tiebreaker.
actually okay.
Next one's got to be a tiebreaker.
All right, we'll do it. Okay, so complete the quest title. Where in the world is blank
Wally.
Nessenwary?
Oh.
Oh, hang on. Give me the options because
So-
I remember this.
Grax.
Oh, he knows it.
Grax.
Hemet Nessingwary.
It is Hemet. I mean, yes, that is correct. Hemet Nessenwary.
Was he a dwarf that was missing
give you
that
that
you had
one,
to
yes.
find? Yeah.
He's always out in the
Dwarf Hunter.
wild.
He was
He's always
missing
out in the
Burning
wild.
Crusade.
Yeah.
In Negran.
That's all right. So I think at the moment Grax is pretty much winning. So Bomb, no, not Bomb.
I hate bombs. Hate them.
It's Boom.
Boom.
It's Boom.
Bomb.
I think because anyway, Boom is a goblin organization located in which town? Is it area 51, 52,
Grax.
53? Grax.
Gadget Zen.
Brett,
No.
Area 52.
It is too.
It is Area 52.
Thank you.
Nice work. Nice work.
Yep.
Oh, hey, the Skullmance one came back around. Awesome. So
What's the
Skullmance,
answer?
let's have a look. Skullmance is short for the School of Numeracy.
Oh, Brett.
Romance.
Necromancy.
Let's have a look if Brett is correct. He would be correct.
Yes.
Is that 4-3?
Yeah, of course he
4-3.
is.
How
4-3.
How is a word that's longer than necromancy short?
Because it's
for-
the School of Necromancy.
Oh, what a fucking
So
Can
Skull.
you believe I'm winning this quiz? I don't know. I don't even
yeah. That's
play
true.
well.
That's
crazy.
That's very impressive. It's true that it's impressive.
All right. So look, shall we do? We'll do. How many more questions? Do 2 more.
Yeah.
We'll do 2 more
Sure, why
questions.
All right.
All right. So which faction has a famous green mushroom on its tabard? Is it the Scarlet Crusade, the Wimrest Accord, the Kirin Tor, the Skyguard, or the Sporgar?
Brett.
Grax.
Oh,
I had that. Surely.
Brett was pretty.
The spore one.
Sorry, Grax. but I think-
Bullshit.
he was.
That's slag, man. I was
that
fucking
right?
all
You
over
just
that.
know, yes.
You just know the mushroom and
Yeah, I
spore.
know. I'm working them out. I'm working the questions out. Just like
He's thinking.
Yeah.
He's thinking. What am I on?
There
Zero?
there was. No, I think you're on 1. I thought you got 1.
I think you got one, didn't you?
Oh, okay.
All right. Sorry, but there was like a good second gap there. Like I don't think the lag's that bad.
No, I had that.
Bullshit.
So
Wow, expert.
let's just
Resident. Wow. Brett.
So for additional
all right.
points, where's Sporgar?
No, you can't do that.
He's
Great. You
called-
can't just take over the
He's
quiz.
called you out there.
well, okay. So this was
I don't even know what
There's
spore
mushrooms
is.
there. There's mushrooms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was actually.
I just knew spores, like spores.
Yeah, mushroom spore.
All right. So we'll do this. This is the last question. I think Grax, you might come back with this one. The Death
Yeah, I'm behind
Charge's
anyway, so I can.
range is a very fast mount dropped by Baron Riverdare from which instance? Is it Upper Skullmance, Karazhan, Strathhome, or Molten Core?
I
Grax.
believe.
I'll let you guys
Ooh, I heard
crack
Grax.
Stratham.
That's what
That
I was
would
gonna
that would
say.
be correct.
I was going to say.
I still
Stratham.
won.
That's like the
All right,
haunted house
we'll,
one, yeah.
we'll wrap it up there. Look, everyone's a winner,
No.
except for Michael.
5-4, was it? 5-4?
I think it was 5-4. It was
Yes.
5-4 because there was a very poorly put together quiz, and we don't want to drag that on any longer.
Sorry, Grax. Bow down to my knowledge.
Did you
Wow.
win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually won.
Sure. No worries.
Yeah. But admittedly,
congratulations.
that was a horrible question.
It was a horrible
The fact
quiz.
that I won that I don't even play WoW kind of shows.
So some of those questions that came out, I couldn't even tell you the answer.
I guessed a couple and just worked them out based on.
Well, so that's
what
one thing. Well, that's the thing. What Blizzard really do, like in all their games, like they always
Always makes
have
sense.
some sort of route where it's coming from in their ideas, and like
It shows the genius of Blizzard, is what you're saying.
I don't know. yeah,
There's no other way to interpret that.
Did you know the answer to any of those, Chris?
Well, yes.
You did.
I
So
had- I had
would
on
you
the
have won
screen.
that if no?
But you
Like,
knew.
apart from looking at the screen, would you have known
look,
if I
apart
was?
from
giving
yeah,
you a
look at the ones I read
You
out.
knew
I
the
think,
last one.
I knew quite a lot of them, like that Skullman's
quiz?
one.
Sound like you're lying.
The
Like,
Skull-
I definitely knew at least a couple.
I knew a lot.
Like looking around the room.
The Skullman's one I wouldn't have got, to be honest. I didn't realize it was short for anything, to be honest. I just thought,
Yeah.
oh, look at that name.
Yeah.
But that's it. I think that is all we have for this week. So
Hour and a half. Oh,
was that an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. So anyway, so that's all. Thank you so much for listening if you still are. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
So yeah.
See ya.